Hi, this is Zach from Docusoft, and today I'm going to be showing you our secure portal. You can log into the secure portal from any device, any browser, and you just go to mydocusoft.com/login, fill in your login details, and hit submit, and that'll take you to our landing page. From the landing page, you'll see you've got the portal here. I'm going to show you as a standalone portal, but you can publish from pretty much anywhere else on the system, whether that is when you're filing documents from Windows File or from Outlook. There's always a tick to publish it to the portal, or from Word and Excel. When you're in our DMS or in our tasks or anywhere else in the system, there's always a publish to the portal. But I'm going to click on it as a standalone portal today. So this is your view of the portal, not your client's view. So you'll see I've got all of my folders down the left hand side, and then under each folder I've got every client, and then if you click on any client it will show you the contacts within that client. So if I look at myself under Zach Beasley as a client, at the top here you'll see I have not had a portal account created before, so you just click on the create portal account and it would create a portal account and send the information of a username and password to the email address of that contact. But for this purpose of this demo, I'm going to look at Hill Premier Accountants LLP and Mr. James Hill. So if I click on Mr. James Hill, you'll see we've tried to make this look as much like email as possible for your clients when they log into their side of the portal, so that they have the right feel to it, and it's very intuitive for them, and they understand. They won't be so scared away from using a secure portal. So you'll see here I've got what I've sent him, so my sent messages, and then what I've received from him as well, received messages here. So if I want to compose a new message to him with an attachment, I just go to the compose at the top. And as I said before, it will look very much like email. So along the very top here, it's always ticked for approval. You can untick this if you just want to send them some documents. You don't need an approval or signature back on them. But for this case, I'm going to leave that approval ticked. You can check which importance it is. So if it's low importance or high importance, I can give him an action by date of when he needs to do this by. What's great about this action by date is if I set this for 2 weeks time, so let's say the 8th of October, when I send this message to him, he's going to get one email confirming that he needs to log into the portal and look at a document that I've sent him. If he doesn't do anything with that document or log in, when it gets to the 8th of October, it will start sending him automated daily emails to remind him to log into it. So if you can give them a week or two grace period before they need to actually get it done, you could set this date, this action by date for that, so that they don't get chased constantly from the beginning every day to do that document. Once I've done that, I can choose a section or template. So this is choosing where it's going to come back to you once they've signed it or approved it. And also you can set up templates within our CRM system or contact manager for templates. And so I've set a portal template for a letter of engagement. What this means is it just speeds up my message part of the email. It's already merged in the name of my contact, and it's telling them what I needed to tell them. So you can have templates set up under every single section. Then I would need to give this a subject. So I would call this please sign these documents. And then because I'm not publishing from any bit of our other software, we're looking at it as a standalone software, I'd need to upload from my computer the documents. And I'm just going to pull up some documents to send him. I'm going to send him a letter and a tax return. Once those are all loaded up, you just hit the upload button and they'll appear there. You can see one of these is a Word document and one of these is a tax return. The Word document I want to put a signature on as well, so I need to create it into a PDF, which you can do from within the system. I just go create, right click on the document, create PDF, and it will change it to a PDF for me. Now I'll be able to put signing on this. So it's right click on that document, go to signing, and it'll take you to our signing wizard. You'll see down the left hand side here thumbnails of every page. This has only got the one, so I just add signature information for that selected page. And along the top here you can see we've got a digital signature box, a name of signatory, signature date and time, so you can use any of these four. So we're going to put a signature box in, and I can make it to whatever size I want. And then we're going to put a name of the signature, so a print of their name underneath. And then I'm going to put a signature date in underneath that. Once you're happy with the layout, you just click Save Layout, Return, and Exit, and you'll see it'll appear on the preview here. So now we're going to do the same on the tax return. I'm going to right click it. It's already a PDF, so go to Signing, and you see we've got all the different thumbnails down the side, just to show you that on your client side how easy it is to sign at many places on a document. I'm going to put a signature on the first page as well, digital signature, and I'm just going to cover this issue address with it. Save layout, return. Then I'm going to go to the last page of the document, and I'm going to add signature information on there as well. Digital signature on the signature box, and I'm going to put a signature date on the date box. Once you're happy with it, save layout, return, and you'll see that's all gone across there. So now I can exit this, and again, you'll see on the preview, those boxes will appear. So at this point now, I'm ready to send this email. I filled in this with a template, but I could have typed it. I've given it an action by date. You can see down the right hand side here it's ticked that I've done everything. If it's got a cross, it would not let you send it. So I filled in all the details I needed to do. Once I'm happy, I just click the send button, and off that goes to the client. Now I'm going to show you the client side. So I'm going to look at Mr. James Hill's Gmail account, so you can see the email that's come through to him. You'll see he's had an email from me saying the documents requiring approval. This is fully customizable. It would have your own logo here, and it would obviously have your name and your company name within the top here, and it would be your own disclaimer from your own email appearing down here, which is all part of the settings, and we set all of this up for you as part of our standard setup. And you'll see it's asking him to log into the portal to set up his account. So he just follows the login page and it will take him to his side of the portal. This is fully customizable as well. We would normally make look like your website, so when they're going on it, they have that familiar feeling that it's looking like your website. And to give you an idea, a consultative company that we dealt with recently, we set one up for them, and so it looks like their website. So Mr. James Hill needs to fill in his email address and his password. Click on the sign in button. And it's because he's logged in before, it's going to take you directly to his inbox. So he's now in his inbox, and we've made it look like email for him. He's got his inbox with 57 in. You can see he's got 1 unread, 6 that are still looking for approval that he hasn't done anything with, 51 that he's approved, and then you can see what he sent us as well. If this was the first time they logged in, it would have taken them to their profile. and it would have asked them to put their memorable word and memorable date in and a hint for if they forget their logins, and the password we sent them, it would ask them to create a new one. And then it will ask them, it comes up as a pop-up box and it asks them to go to my signature, and they need to add their signature to here as well. So you'll see they can either upload a signature image from here, they can draw their signature on, or they can select a font and type that signature. So on this occasion, I'm just going to draw it in. As I say, it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, when they hit sign, it's going to have a digital print of their IP address, the person it is, the company, and when they signed it. Once I hit save onto that, that saves his signature in. So the next time he logs in, it would have taken him directly to his messages. So you can see he's got the email from myself here. Dear James, attached is your letter of engagement or whatever you've attached, the body of the message there. He can go to the document viewer and he can view the thumbnails, and it will bring him up a picture of those thumbnails. So you can check over what he needs to do. If he wants to print these or download them, he can just right click, download selected attachment or download all attachments. He can then go to approval required. If he's unhappy with it or he wants to ask me a question, he can type into this box and hit comment, and it will write me a comment back. And then it will ask me, it will send me an email to tell me to log in because my client's asking me a question, and then I can go and comment back to him, and that will come back on his side. He can disapprove them if he doesn't want to sign and approve them, or if he's happy with it, which I'm hoping he would be, he can click on that sign and approve button, and that will sign and approve both of those documents. So now if we go to document viewer and we view this 2020 letter, you'll see it's got his signature, printed name, and then the date of when he signed. Also, if I view this tax return, as I said before, one click and he's signed the top page, and he's also signed and dated the bottom page. So at this point, he could now download these with the signature on if he wants a copy. You also get an approval certificate of approval saying that it's all been approved with IP address, who did it, who approved it, and everything like that. So he gets a copy of that. Any of the comments would appear here for if he's commented back and forth with myself, and he can still get back to that message. If he wants to, before we go into that, let me show you what it looks like on our side. So he's now sent that. So if we go back to our portal manager, I'll just refresh the screen. We will have had an email as well to tell us that he's signed those documents. But if you go back into the portal manager and double click on the email we sent him through the portal, you'll see here's the email. I can view the history of when it's been logged in and by what IP address. I can view the attachments, and I can see that I sent this for approval and for signing, and it's come back signed and approved, and the same with the tax return. Yes and yes. So at this point, I can either save this into our DMS, or I can download them, and that's just right clicking on those, and it's either Docusoft the selected document, so put it into our DMS, or I can merge and Docusoft both of the documents together, or I can download all the documents from here. I can also have access to the certificate. You'll see there's no document number against each document until they're Docusofted. It doesn't have a document number here. So for instance, if I Docusoft this selected document, so we've Docusofted both of those and they've got a document number against them now. So you'll know from the portal which ones you've put into Docusoft and which ones you haven't. Now I'll show you how he can send documents to me. So if he's logged into his portal, along the bottom here you've got upload. So if he goes on upload, it will be a very familiar screen to you. Looks like email again. He just fills in a subject, uploads his documents, gives it a body to the email, hits send, and those documents come over to you in your sent messages. So it will appear on the received, messages. It will come through on here. Also, if I show you on our portal manager, we have a thing called Sharebox. So if you go into menu up here, you'll see we've got a thing called ShareBox, and this is where you can put in standard documents for all of your clients or customers to view. So this could be terms and conditions that don't need to be merged with their details on, or it could be a user guide, or just information about your company, or it could be, um, a tax return that they can download and fill in, for instance, or whatever you want it to be. And you just drop files in, and then they appear there. And then what that means is any of your clients that log into their portal, they can go to ShareBox, and then they'll see all the thumbnails along the bottom, and they can click on them and get a view of them, and they can right click on them and download either the selected or all of the attachments. So it's just a way of sharing documents with everybody. Also, we have a thing called Docubox, which is up here, Docubox, and this is a bit like Dropbox or ShareFile. What you can do with this is you can put in one or many emails into the to box. So this could be down to, for instance, if you wanted to send documents to people who aren't clients, but they need to get these documents, you don't want to set them up on your system, you could just send them a one-off thing through Docubox. So for instance, if I send something to myself and I give it a subject, documents, and I'll say it will delete itself in 1 day. So I've only got 1 day to get to these documents, and you can upload however many documents you want. They'll all appear in here. And once I'm happy, I just click on the send button and it will send to zach.hurl@docusoft.net. Or again, I could put in about 20 emails here and send it to 20 different people. So it's saying the documents are successfully uploaded to Docubox. Just go to my email and refresh it. And what will happen is you'll receive something through looking like this. You go on the download attachments and it takes you to a website to download those. You'd have to fill in your email address. So this would be the person you sent it to, your first name, your last name, and your company. You hit continue and it takes you to where you can view those documents and download them. So that's Docubox. Also, we have a thing called requested documents, and this is if I was to, for instance, compose another message to Mr. James Hill. We've created one called recruitment for this, but we can create a list of documents that you always need from a client and that you want them to send to you one by one, and you can approve or disapprove those documents, and you can have expiry dates on them. So when you were sending over something to them in the first place, we had this choose a document template. So you could choose the recruitment one, for instance, fill in all the other details and hit send. And what that does is it opens up on their portal. If they go to my profile, they've got a requested documents list, and they can upload, as you can see, this is for recruitment, but they could upload each individual document you're asking them for, and then they can see if you've approved them or not, or if they've expired because they've had an expiry date against them. So you can see I've got a document uploaded here that nothing's happened to on our side. So if I go back to our portal manager and go to menu, requested documents, you'll see here I've got all the people who have received anything from us. If I look at James Hill, you can see that I've approved some documents for him, and some have expired, some are about to expire, and then some have only been uploaded on his side, and I haven't done anything with them. So if we look at this one that he's uploaded to me, I could approve it, and I can give it an expiry date and approve it with that date, or it doesn't have to be approved with any date. Or I can disapprove it because it's not clear enough or he hasn't scanned it in correctly. It's missing a page, so I could disapprove it and give him the reason for that disapproval in the box. Also, once you've approved them all and they start expiring, you can check in here on all. So you can check everybody's documents and you can go to, for instance, view by status, what's expiring. There's one here that's expiring, so I could send him a renewal email for that one document. Or I could look at the expired documents for everybody, Tim Wright and James Hill, and I can send a renewal email for each specific one I want to. And the reason why we could have had that automated doing those renewal emails, but with GDPR, you want to make sure that you're not sending to someone who no longer needs to receive documents from you because they're no longer a client. So it is something that you'd need to go in and click through. So that's our portal. As I say, with our portal, it's GDPR compliant. You're not sending attachments via email. You've got your e-signature in there, your approval in there, and it's a way of them uploading documents to you instead of sending them via email and attachment, which with GDPR we should not be doing anymore. Thank you for watching, and please check out my other videos. Thank you.